During last Tuesday's commission meeting, the board unanimously voted to roll back the millage rate to 4.360 for maintenance and operations. Today, we're sitting down with the county manager to learn more about how this impacts Columbia County taxpayers.
In Georgia, your property taxes are assessed by an independent board of assessors. They do work for the county, but they're independent. They assess your property using a fair market value, and then once they've done that, the county then takes 40% of that assessed value and multiplies it by the millage rate, which is really the tax rate. So once we get the assessed value times the millage rate, that equals what your taxes are going to be. The Columbia County Board of Commissioners actually rolled the millage rate back once again. This is something that we intended to do when we did the budget this year, and the commissioners wanted to make sure that we could lower taxes as much as possible. So that all has to do with the value of your property. So while we went all the way to the rollback rate, which is a rate that is calculated to try to get us to even, so as property values rise, we lower the multiplier as low as we can to try to balance that out. Some people saw a growth in their value that was even higher than what the rollback rate would capture. So that rollback rate is really for the aggregate for most people. So most people will see taxes that are the same as they were last year, maybe in some cases even less. But there are people that had a tremendous growth in the value of their home that will actually see a slight increase. My situation, I live in Appling, and the values in Appling are continuing to rise, and my neighborhood is doing well. So even though I've not bought my property recently, my values have continued to rise, and I'm going to be one of those people that actually is probably going to pay a little more taxes this year, even though the millage rate was lowered. If I want to calculate my property taxes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the assessed value that the assessors placed on my property. I'm going to multiply that by 0.40, and that's going to give me the 40% that is actually taxed. And then for the M&O, the maintenance and operation for the general fund of Columbia County, we've set that millage rate at 4.360. So to multiply that, I'm going to take that 40% of the value of the property, multiply it by 0.004360, and then that's going to give me a number, and that's going to be the amount of tax that's going to be due on that piece of property. Homestead exemption is a piece that comes off the top. So remember, we talked a little bit about the 40% value. So what's going to happen is, let's just say that your home is worth $300,000, and you're going to take 40% of that value, so you're going to get taxed on $120,000 of that, right? That'd be 40% of the $300,000. And then you're going to take the homestead exemption off of that. Now, historically, that's been a $2,000 homestead exemption. So you would take the $120,000, the new number now, and deduct another $2,000. So now you'd be paying taxes on $118,000 times the millage rate. To receive the homestead exemption, you would need to apply for it. You need to be a homeowner first. It'd be your primary home. And then if you qualify, you can apply for that. And once you've applied for your homestead exemption one time on that property, you don't have to redo it every year. The voters will have the opportunity in November to actually vote on an additional homestead exemption in Columbia County, where we are going to add an additional $8,000 to that $2,000 for a total of $10,000. What we really need to realize is that we live in an outstanding community. Columbia County provides an exceptional level of service, I think. We work hard every day to try to make sure that we take care of our taxpayers and our citizens the best we can. We have the best amenities. We keep our county clean. We have great sheriff's office that provides law enforcement, and our fire department, and all of the public works, and all the things that we do that provide service to our residents. That comes with a cost. For the people in Columbia County, I'd really like you to know that you're getting the best level of service really for the least amount of money.